welcome back to Patriot Pastime. Let me start by saying I am not a Glock fan, and it pains me to make this video. However, Glock is probably the most common pistol in the civilian and law enforcement market. So this is a firearm that the majority of all firearm owners will own at one point in their life, or at least will handle and fire on a range. So basic functionality and knowledge of it is important. Now the first thing we're going to do is go over some facts about this firearm. And again, trying not to go all Wikipedia on you, but this is the Glock 22 Gen 4. This one's in 40 cal. Total, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and clear it. So we're going to take the magazine out. No mag in there. Patented finger check. And then we will show the chamber is empty. No round in there. So this particular model is just over 8 inches long. It's an 1.25 inches wide, or 1.23, I think, something like that. Weight-wise, unloaded, this is almost 23 ounces. I think it's 22.7, 22.8. When you compare that to the Beretta we did a few videos ago, it came in at 34.5 ounces. This is substantially lighter, probably due to its polymer frame and the fact that it is striker fired and single action only, takes a lot of weight out of the slide. Magazine capacity comes standard with a 15 round double stacked magazine. You notice those rounds go in side by side when they stack, so that would be a double stack. Trigger pull, the Glock again is single action only, and we are clear here. The trigger pull is one of its biggest downfalls. Most people think it is too light, but it comes in at 5.3 pounds, and the pull is I think 3/8 of an inch. Might be a little bit more than that, but I believe the spec sheet says 3/8 of an inch. This model does have steel night sights on it, but they do come with, if you look through a Glock catalog, there is I think 10 different sight options for any Glock frame or slide out there. So it's possible that a Glock you may run into in a store or one you own has different sights. Don't think it's defective or a knockoff or anything. That's Glock just keeping the market mixed up. Now we will go over loading and unloading, basic functionality, and at the end of the video we will compare the 40 caliber to some of the other common calibers, like your 9mm, and a lot of people carry a 38 or a 380. So we'll actually get the ammo on the table and look at the size difference and go over the feet per second and your foot-pound on impact load, things like that, to show why the 40 cal is different from those. But first, we will get into the basic functionality. Now this, again, will be a very quick overview because most people watching this have handled a Glock before and know how it operates. This would be for someone who's searching for a first gun and wants to see how simple a Glock is to operate. That's one of the reasons it's the most common pistols out there, is because it's reliable. It's a #1 pistol for law enforcement because you can throw it in and out of a holster 500 times and then pull it out on the 501st time and it'll still dump a magazine. It's simple to operate, which is another reason people like it. This particular firearm, again, we are clear here, so you'll see me pointing it in some weird spots. This particular firearm does not have a safety anywhere on it except the trigger. If I bring it in super close here, you'll notice it has a trigger safety down in there. Move my hand. It's this right here. That is your trigger safety. Without squeezing that and just trying to pull the trigger, it will not move. That trigger safety has to be squeezed as well. As far as locking the slide back, it has your standard controls. Your slide lock right back here on the same side as your mag release. To lock the slide back, simply push the slide all the way to the rear, push that slide lock up, and then take the tension off the slide, and now your slide's locked back. It is a manual slide lock, which means you can push it down to release the slide, or you can simply unlock it by moving the barrel back again. Now, as far as disassembly, this is one of the easiest pistols to come apart. It comes apart similar to the Canic we did in the first video. You'll notice there are some takedown buttons, one here and one on the opposite side. Because this is striker fired, the striker has to be untensioned for this to come apart, or else the slide won't come off of the frame, which means you're gonna have to pull the trigger to make this to take this thing apart, which is one of the reasons it's crucial that you clear this gun 10 times before you actually try to disassemble this. To do this, you have to put your hand in front of the barrel and squeeze the trigger. So you want to make 110% sure that there is nothing in this barrel when you do it. But all the safeties aside. To do it, push the slide and barrel back with your palm, reach over with your thumb and first finger on each side of those slide release buttons I showed you. Push those down, squeeze the trigger, and the slide will come off in your hand. Now again, this is one of the reasons the Glock is super popular, is because how simple it is. We went over in the mechanic video, this is a polymer lower. You can run it through an ultrasonic cleaner. Just know that some of the tolerances may change due to the heat. Because it's a Glock and the tolerance is already pretty bad to start with, it's probably fine. As far as the slide, it comes apart just like most of the pistols we have done so far. You'll take your recoil spring out by pushing down, bringing towards you, and then removing, and then the barrel simply falls out right behind it. Now again, this is the 40 caliber, so you'll notice the barrel is similar to a 9mm. It's a little bit bigger, but it's similar. This is the 4.5 or 4.48 inch barrel. Comes standard on the Glock 22. There are options and provisions. Glock is super known for its accessories and its parts interchangeable, so you can get conversion kits to convert the 22 to a 9mm, and it essentially just comes with a different barrel. You can also get extended barrels that are threaded that will drop into the slide, which allows you to run suppressors or a muzzle brake. You know, if you're a new shooter and you can't handle the recoil of a 40 caliber, you can put a brake or compensator on the end of this, and it's as easy as getting on Glock's website and ordering a different barrel. For reassembly, drop the barrel back in. It goes in the hole and then slides back against the sear right here. And then you'll take your recoil spring, big plastic end, focus, goes forward towards the end of the slide into that hole, just like that, with a ton of effort. Actually, I'll show you this one. I'll take it apart again. There is a curved spring bucket in the bottom of the barrel down here. You can see it right there at the end of my pointer. That is where that stainless steel buckle on your recoil spring will go. So with a ton of effort, you'll push that spring forward and you will seat it right on that curved bucket. Just like that. You'll notice there's a tiny little bit of daylight between the locking lug and the recoil spring. Once it's in that bucket, that is exactly what it's supposed to look like. And then for reassembly of the slide onto the frame, same as before, you have guides on your lower. Focus, one here, and then two in the back. These will be metal guides. Anytime you have a polymer pistol, they're not going to trust the slide moving on a polymer to metal surface. So those guides will always be metal. And then in the slide, you have channels, one here and one on the opposite side. Those guides go into those channels, one full rack, and the pistol is back together. As far as loading and unloading the magazine, it's simple. It's just like any other pistol. Drop the pistol onto the magazine to load it, and then your mag release is on this back side right here. Hit it and the magazine will fall out the bottom. It is not a spring assisted magazine release, which means when you hit that, the magazine just falls out. Whereas the Canic, it is spring assisted and it will fire it out. When that's important is if you are firing this gun sideways, laying from the prone position, and you hit that mag button, don't think the magazine is coming out. You're going to have to physically shoot the magazine out or grab it and pull it out. Whereas the Canic, you can be upside down and hit the mag button and it will fire that magazine all the way up. So now, again, I told you it would be a high-level overview or a quick video of the Glock because just about everybody has seen one. Now we'll put the firearm away and get into the ballistics and what makes the 40 caliber different from, say, a 9mm or 45. I've lined up 3 of the most common cartridges here on the table along with the 40 caliber. This first one is 380 ACP, 9mm, 45 here at the end, and then 40 cal here in the middle. The reason they call it 40 caliber is because the diameter of the cartridge is 0.4 inches. This is called a 45 because it's 0.45 inches. This is called a 9mm because it is 9 millimeters wide. That's the name of the cartridge, and that's why it is named as such. Now, all of these numbers are going to depend a lot on ammo type. This here is a Hornady Critical Defense round, but a standard FMJ, a ball tip, is going to come out of a muzzle velocity on a 40 cal at 1130 feet per second. It's going to hit with about 470 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. and the blast pressure is anywhere from 35,000 down to about 32,000. 40 cal bullet weight is anywhere from 135 to 180 grain. This critical defense here is 146 grains. And that is your quick overview of the difference between 40 caliber and your other common pistol cartridges. Now there are some other ones like 38 special would fit somewhere in the middle here. Again, this is a 380. A 38 special is .38 also. It's just a longer cartridge with more energy. The 9mm and the 380 are actually very, very similar in size. And some people actually call the 380 9mm shorts. So if you ever hear it called that, you'll know what they're talking about. They're talking about a 380 ACP. And that's going to wrap up our Glock video. Again, I told you it would be fairly quick because I'm not a Glock fan. I just felt like I had to have one on this channel. As far as a preview for the next gun, this was sent to me by a friend of mine that I should do this gun next, and I know you're watching this. Next time, put it in the comment of the video. We are going to do my personal bump in the night gun, the Taurus Judge. For anybody that's never seen one of these, it is chambered in 45 long Colt and 410 shotgun shells. So tune in next time to see the full overview of this bad boy. Hope you enjoyed the video today. If you would, give me a like and look forward to seeing you next time.